Woo, legends. Are we live? Right, I don't see my feed coming through yet. Let's just wait. Okay, it looks like the feed is coming through. Legends, I'm trying a new setting over here. So if it does not go well, right, I will just revert back to the old settings that I used to use. But I'm trying out a new setting. If it goes well, I will keep on using this setting. Legends, welcome to the live stream. What is happening with the price of Bitcoin? As per the thumbnail, refueling. Is Bitcoin perhaps, just refueling, getting that liquidity sweep to the downside for momentum back to the upside? We have to remember, like I said in the title, I do not believe that the bull market is finished just as yet, right? And I have some data to prove it. And because Bitcoin and markets move from a technical perspective, I have to use data from a technical perspective to give me more or less an idea of when the bull market will end. Are we finished with the bull market? Are we going into a bear market? And we have to remember, legends, we just have to remember that with every bull market, there are very healthy pullbacks to the downside that makes people extremely bearish, okay? And then we simply just continue momentum back to the upside. Right. Sorry, legends, I just want to change something here quick. Put my screen into game mode so I can just properly see what's going on here. Right. Okay, cool. That looks way better. I do see that the comments are coming through a lot quicker now based on the new settings that I'm using. Let's see if it can continue to be fruitful over here. Let me say hi to the beautiful community. Mohammed, welcome to the live stream. Hi, Devil. What are your top alt bags except Link? From the top of my head, I've got Solana, I've got Rune. But I mean, they've pumped quite a decent bit already, although I think Rune still has a lot of gas in the tank. I've got Rose, I've got AR. AR is perhaps at the moment one of my biggest bags. I'm very bullish on AR. What else? Let me look at my list over here and I can just give you, I'm heavy on Fetch, right? Rune. I've got a little bit of ILV, I've got Rose, I've got AR. Ooh, I have Coty, I have Link, like you've said, right? I have ADA in my bag, but the ones that I think still can get some nice momentum to the upside, okay, is Rose and AR. I think those two are still lagging behind. We can go and analyze that in a moment. I actually took some profits from one of my alt bags. Didn't cash out the entire position. I mean, the profits are so insane to the upside. I did a little bit of alt rotation. It's always, for me, a good idea if I see an alt that has done phenomenal things to the upside. For me, it's always a great idea to scoop some of those profits and put it into some of my alts that have not done that move just as yet. And I will share with you guys a little bit later which altcoin I took some profits on, and I did take those profits and I loaded a little bit more on AR and Rose. Okay, so I can just tell you guys what I am doing. I do have really good entries on Rose and AR from a spot perspective, so even the little bit that I've added did not really add much more risk to the entries that I have. But I took some profits on one of the altcoins, okay, that actually surprised me. It really surprised me how well this altcoin performed. I never expected that in 4 years, right? And I took some profits and I bought a little bit more AR and Rose. Right, I think I also added a little bit to Fetch, if I'm not mistaken, right? There's about 3-4 altcoins that I added ever so slightly to my spot bags. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, welcome to the live stream. Yes, smash up the like on your way in. Let's do some technical analysis, assess the high probable scenarios. As per the thumbnail, I do think Bitcoin is simply refueling itself. It's taking a little bit of a breather. You go to the gym, you exercise, you've done your 15 or your 20 reps of bicep curls or bench press, whatever fancies your boat. You're sitting on the bench and you're taking that 30-second, 1-minute break before the next pump, right? I believe that is simply all that Bitcoin is doing at the moment. Yes, we can still go down lower, right? But there's a critical area that Bitcoin needs to claim to the bottom before we can start talking bearish scenarios. And I will share with you guys during this update what that low is that could potentially spell a little bit of disaster. The good news is we are still very far from that low. Okay. Right, legends, smash up the like on your way in, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Remember, if you'd like to come and trade with me, the links for the exchanges that I use. I was having a look here at the data that came out. A really bit of a nothing burger, but refuel. Yes, we've got the refuel here in the moment, where Bitcoin is taking a breather. The exchanges that I use to do my daily trading is Bluffin, okay? They still have that competition running, War of the Whales, with a $1 million prize. This is where you register for the competition. This is where you sign up with Bluffin with an email and a password. You also benefit from that amazing cashback, right? 10% cashback on the money that you place inside of your features trading account. And then legends, weeks. Okay, I am really enjoying trading on weeks here at the moment, specifically because I've got one big swing trade open on weeks. Okay, and when you have a swing trade open on weeks that you are potentially going to keep open for weeks or even months, right? Using an exchange with low fees, okay, really helps, okay, because you don't want the fees to eat into your profits. And let me show you guys, I've got the TIA trade still open here on weeks, currently 545% in profits. I think I'm going to see how far I can ride this thing out, because I do see the potential for weeks to still go higher even after this consolidation that it finds itself in. There's an aggressive trend here running to the upside. Okay. And even, I mean, I do have an insane entry at 5.4. Where's 5.4? Roundabout, yeah, this is where my entry price is, right? 5.4. And based on this, well, for now, amazing entry that I have over here, I'm just going to ride the boat here to the upside, because on the daily time frame, okay, let me just take this out the way. On the daily time frame, I believe that weeks can definitely still find some upwards momentum. Yes, weeks. I think TIA can still find some upwards momentum. I've got the sun shining here in my eyes to potentially come and claim the all-time highs. But we are facing some massive resistance here by the 50% FIB level, together with these pivot highs over here. But right, even if I stay in the position, and hopefully I don't get stopped out, but I mean, my position is protected. So if I do get stopped out, I will be stopped out with some profits in the back. I did take a little bit of profits, okay, not a lot. I want the majority of the position to potentially continue here to the upside. But what is amazing is that TIA has broken trend. Okay, it has made a higher low compared to this low. It has a beautiful impulse and a long sideways correction, including an accumulation or a range over here where it's potentially found the bottom. Now it's broken out, and even if it comes back down for a deeper correction, I do believe it's still going to find the steam up until $12 at least. When TIA hits $12, okay, I will most probably discuss this trade and then say, okay, should I now close the position, or am I just going to take maybe 50, 60% off the table and let it ride, right? It might come back for another correction, form another higher low, and then punch through to go and claim the all-time highs, right? So, but I guess, legends, the point that I'm trying to make is that weeks for me is one of those exchanges that you can keep swing positions open for longer without the profits very negatively impacting, or the fees negatively impacting your profits. Because I have seen on some exchanges, when you keep swing trades open for long durations of time, like months, okay, the fees become quite significant, and it becomes quite daunting to see how much the fees are going to be once you cash out that position. So I'm giving weeks the marathon test over here, and so far the fee still looks amazing at the moment. So Go and give weeks a try, especially if you plan to open some long swing positions, 2x leverage, 3x positions. Okay, definitely up to you. Right, legends, let's get back here into the technical analysis. I've just briefly done some technical analysis here on TIA. Let's see how it plays out, right? There is a chance of me being stopped out because unfortunately nothing is ever guaranteed in the market. It's all a game of probabilities. I just want to close this blind because the sun is very distracting, okay? It's all a game of probabilities, but for now the probabilities are on the side of bullish momentum to continue even with a little bit of a pullback, right? You have broken trend, you have run sideways, you have now broken out of this trend over here. So potentially the entry that I have will be protected. And even with nasty pullbacks to the downside, maybe I'll add to the position, but I don't really want to add to the position because I don't want to get stopped out, right? Don't want to get stopped out, but I'm going to see how long I can keep this position open. It might take months, it might take weeks, or it might be a couple of days. Maybe tomorrow we wake up and everyone's going to say, 𝗬𝗚𝘆𝗽, did you see what happened to TIA, right? Because we know how aggressive the pops can be here to the upside. Right, legends, let's go back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Let's do a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis, and then we can go and look at your favorite altcoins. I know everyone has altcoin requests, but I mean the king of the crypto leads the way at the end of the day. Okay, I do see dominance is slightly falling here to the downside. It is showing some bearish signs, but we are starting to hit a very important support zone. Okay, it has offered resistance, resistance, resistance. We finally almost broke through. We lost it. We retested it as resistance. We tried again. Okay, and then we broke out. We tested it as support, and now we are at this box again. Okay, so from a smaller time frame perspective, dominance looks like it wants to fall to the downside. Okay, we have broken local market structure to the downside, where we are now forming lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so is there a potential to continue the lower high and the lower lows here to the downside, right? But I just have to highlight that dominance is at a critical support area. Okay, but I do believe once dominance, if dominance can manage to break through the support, boy, oh boy, are we going to see an altcoin explosion. Okay, it might not be time yet. Maybe we're going to get that bounce here to the upside. Okay, we're going to see the correction for those massive 100, 200% here from some of our favorite altcoins. Maybe they're going to see a little bit of a correction. Love is going to go back into Bitcoin. Maybe we get the bounce here. Maybe we make another lower high over here, and then maybe we break the dominance. I don't know. No one knows when dominance is finally going to break out or break down rather. But I do know that my spot bags needs to be prepared before that happens, right? Because we've just had an absolute insane altcoin rally on some of our favorite altcoins with this little drop here to the downside. So it can get a little bit more interesting if it finally really finds momentum to the downside. Then you're going to see fireworks. Okay, so let me go through some more comments. Claude, welcome to the live stream. Well done. I see you are on your way to 4,000 subs. Yes, almost there, right? 53 likes. The like button is a little bit bearish at the moment. 130 people watching the live stream here at the moment. I think the like button can do a little bit better. But yes, almost at 4K subs, right? I started this channel when? In November last year. It's almost, the channel is not even a year old, almost at 4,000 subs. So I really appreciate every single one of you that's been supporting me throughout the last year, almost a year. And right, it's only up and onwards from here. Okay, so let's enjoy the bull market. As per the thumbnail, the bull market from a data perspective is not over yet, legends. Okay, I know we want to do some Bitcoin analysis and technical analysis, But I just want to, I have shown this many times before. And for those of you that are familiar with this chart, right, you know exactly what I'm talking about over here. But I basically took every single bull market from 2011, right? And I mapped it out from a data perspective. How long did the bull market last? How long did the bear market last? How long did the bull market last? Bear market. Bull market, bear market. And based on this data, I am able, from a data perspective, to work out, well, how long is this bull market going to last? And how long is the bear market going to last? And then we continue another bull market to the upside, right? Purely based on data. So, and as you can see, I mean, the beauty about data is that we do have a target based on data, right? If you don't know when the bull market is going to end, well, at least based on data, we have an estimation. And the estimation is by 27 October next year, based on previous cycles, exactly how it played out. This is where we could expect the bull market to end. So there is still time. And I'm making the statement backed by data, not because I feel like it, not because I woke up this morning and I think the bull market is still going to continue. Based on data, okay, I can show you guys that the bull market is estimated to end around next year, October. Okay, and I also keep on telling people, when people ask me, 𝗬𝗿𝘆𝗽, where should I take profits on my favorite altcoin? Is it time? Can I take profits now? My portfolio is massively in the green. Should I take profits now? For me personally, and this is how I'm going to play the game for this new bull market, or this bull market that we are potentially in now, right? Well, I don't even have to use the word potentially, because based on data, I can tell you from a data perspective, bull market is not done. The question should rather be not where to take profits, but when to take profits. And I can tell you guys now, when we start reaching this area towards the end, okay, I am going to strongly consider taking some profits off the table. Okay. And I'm not going to do it here exactly when we tap this line. I might start scraping some profits off the table maybe a month or two ahead. Okay, because you never know if we're going to have a little bit of a shorter bull market or a little bit even of a longer bull market. But at least I want to take profits. I don't want to be that person, because we all remember, for those of you that were here during the previous bull cycle, okay, if you did not take profits over here, the market shook you out very hard here to the downside, okay? A lot of retail people cashed out. They couldn't take the loss, whatever the case might be. A lot of people, including myself, said, crap, okay, we should have taken more profits over here. I did take some profits during this area, but not enough, right? I could have taken way more profits, because this was a nasty dump here to the downside. And then I just kept on adding, building my portfolio once again, right? And now I'm enjoying the momentum here to the upside. But this time, okay, I'm going to be a little bit smarter. I'm going to take profits more aggressively, okay? And then potentially, yeah, by the end of the bear market, right? Because now we know more or less how the bear market can... The bear market is usually 1 year, and the bull markets are usually 3 years long. So you can see that the bull markets last way longer than the bear markets. Bear markets are usually 1 year, 3 years bull market. Okay, we also have an estimated target for the bull market, right? Someone wrote me a comment on one of my YouTube videos when I was discussing this and say, 𝗬𝗿𝘆𝗽, you need to take the fib extension or the fib expansion, okay, from the bear market lows. Oops, what am I doing over here? Okay, right? This is what you need to do, and then you will get the target for the bull markets, right? So basically what you need to do is, right, and I've tested it out, and just to show everyone, you basically take a fib from the high to the low, you drag it across to see, well, where did the bull market end? Okay, and you can see that this bull market tapped here, the 1.618, and it went higher and almost tapped the 2.618. Right, so, but you can see how significant this level was. When we tapped it, we got a massive rejection candle. We went into a long couple of months of consolidation, and then we continued the bull market here to the upside. So not very reliable using this method, but it is interesting to go and backtest it to say, okay, well, where did this bull market end? Okay, like in the middle of nowhere, but I can see the rejection here by the 1.618. So what happened during the next bull market? You take your fib from the high to the low, I drag it across. Ooh, that one tapped the 2.618 to perfection, right? Almost no reaction by the 1.618. It actually broke through, it retested it as support, and then we continued to the 2.618. Interesting. So it looks like the 2.618 area-ish is the way, okay, that bull markets like to go. Then we go and backtest it on the next one to say, well, is the pattern repeating itself? You take your fib from the high to the low of the bear market, we drag it across, and now this is where it gets interesting, because I can see that the bull markets are getting a little bit smaller every single time. Here we tap the 1.618 and like almost to the dollar, and we started the bear market here to the downside. Now the question is, okay, if I now use the same method to potentially work out where can this bull market end, when I take a fib here from the high to the lows, I drag it across, and very interesting that the method that I used to determine the bull market zone at $180,000, okay, I used a completely different method to calculate the bull market target at round about $180,000. And then when I use this method that I've just shown you, guess what? The 1.618 is also at $180,000. Remember, you have to use the log scale. Okay, the logarithmic is what I'm using here. So if you're trying this method using the regular scale, might not work. Okay, you're going to get different levels and targets. Right, so it was just interesting to me that the method that I used to calculate the potential end of the bull cycle also coincides with the 1.618 level. Right, so just something to keep in mind, okay? I used a completely different calculation, but it's nice when planets starts aligning, when you get to the same answer using two different methods. Right. Taylor Thompson, thanks for the super chat. Much appreciated. Could you share thoughts on selling alts around the first peak? March, maybe. Around the first peak? Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Right. Yes, I mean, if you look at an altcoin, for example, what is the best one I can use? ADA, right? ADA, or even KDA, that Andy spoke about so many times. But for example, if I go here onto the daily time frame, okay, I do know that this is a profit-taking area for a lot of people. Most of the altcoins that I share here on the channel, and even the juicy altcoins that Andy look at, right? When you look at this wave where we ended the peak here during March, okay, a lot of people bought some great entries during the dips. Maybe they, bought a little bit here, they bought a little bit here, they bought a little bit here. So they have an average entry around about here, and then you get the breakout to the upside. And I do see that there's a lot of people planning to take profits by the highs. Yes, it is definitely a great strategy to always take some profits by the highs, and perhaps you take a little bit of profits or half of the profits and you leave the moon back to go to higher levels. Okay. When you have a structure like this that has specifically formed a higher low and it did not claim these lows, okay, like with ADA here, where you can count a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 1, and then you have a corrective structure in a wave 2. Very important, this low is not allowed to take this low. You will then have situations where the pump here to the upside will go way past the highs of March, okay? and definitely the potential as a minimum target, a very conservative target using this method, okay, you can start taking profits by the 1.618. But if this pivot took the lows, which I do see yesterday during my stream, there was a couple that we identified where it did take the lows and it got acceptance back above. This is not a valid wave 1, 2, and a guaranteed that you're going to hit the 1.618. Then I will definitely take some profits by the highs, because now if you took the lows, this coin needs to build a new first and second wave to then create the third explosive wave to the upside. Right. So if the tokens that you are talking about does have a similar structure with nice 5 waves inside of it to form a wave 1, to form a wave 2, you could even leave some of the position open, okay, where this is now a 1, 2, 3 minimum target for 3. Okay, very common third wave target, because like we saw with Doge and 𝗬𝗬𝘆 and some other XRP, right? I can go and show you guys now. They went to the 2.618. I think XRP went to the 3.618. XRP is here already because the third wave, right, is an incredibly bullish wave, and that is usually the wave that you want to be in. When you see a 1, 2, higher low, beautiful corrective structure, 5 waves inside of your wave 1 on a macro perspective here on the daily time frame, you know it's just a matter of time, right, before that third wave kicks in, and it usually has a minimum target of the 1.618, which I still consider a very conservative target. In Elliott wave theory, it also states that if you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your third wave always has the most amount of green volume. So it's showing me all the signs that this is a third wave here to the upside. Okay. Right, and this is something that I often speak about during my live streams as well. For example, I mean, now look at what XRP did, okay? Look at what XRP did. Similar structure, just way more bullish, just absolutely way more bullish. Look at this wave 1, 1, 2, absolute monster to the upside, even tapping the 4 extension over here. It just smashed through the 3.618 already. The target that I've just shared with you on ADA, for example, is here, right? So yes, it can reject over there, but you just don't know how explosive this third wave is going to be. And from an Elliott wave perspective, usually what we look for from a technical perspective to try and determine, well, are we now starting to form a fourth wave? Okay. If XRP keeps on consolidating over here and it just keeps on consolidating, it doesn't do anything. It just, you know, maybe one more high, it comes back down, you know, it just keeps on consolidating, and you get a consolidation area that is similar in length than this consolidation area, then you know, okay, this is potentially your wave 4. Okay. Let me just drag this down. Your wave 3 is done. You're going to make one more high, maybe claim the liquidity above 3, and then the impulse is done, where you can then start forming a larger 3-wave corrective structure, potential higher low, and then you continue momentum to the upside in another 5-wave structure. Okay, that is unfortunately the only clue that price action can give us, so that we know with more confidence that the third wave is done. But I can tell you guys now, if XRP consolidates here for a couple of days more and it shoots back up to the upside, it could still be part of wave 3, because the consolidation does not match this consolidation over here in time. Okay, but just to show you guys, right? 1, 2, higher low. I bought XRP here on the 5th of August. Massive momentum here to the upside, and this is the token that I took some profits on. Okay, so I know that XRP has potential for higher levels. When I do this, Okay, in the long term, I believe XRP still has a lot of gas in the tank for higher levels, and it could potentially even hit $5. It could even go to $7. I don't know how high XRP is going to go, right? But I took some profits over here because I made insane gains on XRP with this move here to the upside, considering that I bought over here. I didn't cash out the entire position. I took some profits because there's still altcoins that are here. They have not done the third wave just as yet. So for me, it's a smart move. Maybe I'm stupid, you guys can tell me. But for me as an investor, it is a smart move that if you have invested in a coin that's already done this, and you have strong fundamental coins that have a similar structure, but they are still over here, I still want to benefit from those momentum to the upside. This is why I bought a little bit of Rose. This is why I added a little bit more to my AR bags and also a little bit of Fetch. Okay. And I can just share with you guys what I am doing. This is not financial advice. As you know, I do this for entertainment purposes only, right? Okay, the reason I am bullish on Fetch, just to conclude, and then we can go jump into the price of Bitcoin, is because I can also see a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 higher low. It has not taken the lows, okay? It looks like it still needs that third wave to the upside that I've got mapped out over here. Okay, let me just switch this on to show everyone. It looks like it's lagging behind. So for me, because XRP is here at the top at the 3.618, okay, because XRP is here, for me, I think it's a smart thing to say that, well, this is a great fundamental coin. It has a beautiful 1-2 structure. It has not started the third wave here to the upside. It's maybe smart to take some profit on XRP, which is already here, and add a little bit more to this bag, expecting that momentum here to the upside. And I mean, Fetch can also get crazy and it can just start pumping, smashing all the 618 levels. Okay, and I'm basing this technical analysis for momentum to still continue to the upside because of what I've just shown you over here. Okay, from a data perspective, I can see that the bull market could potentially still continue. Okay, nothing just moves up in a straight line. There's going to be pumps, there's going to be dumps, there's going to be pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps. But around about this zone, I would say next year, September, around about September, October, I'm seriously going to start considering taking majority of my profits, especially out of my altcoins. Okay. So for me, not really a question of where to take profits, but more of a question when to take profits. And because I have this data, I'm going to use it. And I'm sharing it with you, with the legends here watching the live stream at the moment, right? You guys are getting the alpha. You know potentially where the bear market is going, or the bull market is going to end, and more or less what the potential target could be for the bull market. Okay. I mean, this is just, guys, this is highly estimated. It does have some confluence with a 1.618, but I mean, we could front run it and fall down. Well, front run it and then fall down, right? I do expect the bull run to continue a little while longer, but no one knows for certain where the bull market is going to end. The most bullish target that I have on the price of Bitcoin is $280,000. I don't know if we're going to hit that target, but I do have an upper limit. In case we smash the 180 and price just rampages here to the upside, okay, well, maybe not that high here, around about 280, round about this zone. Okay, that is my maximum target that I have for the bull market. But a conservative target, which I feel and believe can be hit, is $180,000. Okay, right, legends, let's analyze the price of Bitcoin. We're actually hitting a resistance zone here at the moment, and I wanted to see how the price is going to react at this level, right? All a game of probabilities, okay? I actually spoke about this level this morning during my live stream. I just want to see you take a flip here from the high to the low. just smashed through the 50% fib level over here, but you know, you're basically doing a liquidity sweep above these highs, usually considered a great SFP zone. And specifically what I'm watching over here is I want the 15-minute candle to close below this line. Then I'm going to say potentially we are going to see a deeper correction. Maybe we form a higher low and then we continue back to the upside. Okay. Sorry, legends, my phone's ringing. Let me just put that off. If the body of the 15-minute candle closes above this level, then you increase the probabilities, even with a retracement, that you're going to find upwards momentum. So very curious to see how price is going to react at this zone. And as a technical trader, it's about observing the price reaction as we hit each level. Okay, let me see if I have some daily levels. I think I have a daily level a little bit further up. If we do not reject in this zone and we find strength and this area actually acts as support, the next zone that I'm watching is the 0.88 and the daily level over here, where you could still form, you have a high, you already have made a lower high, you have made lower lows, and what if price looks bullish, it looks like it's going to go and claim the all-time high, and then it just falls back to the downside and you form another lower high. Okay, it just has to be said, right? Market don't move in a straight line. Definitely it doesn't move in a straight line, but it sure as hell looked like XRP moved here in a straight line. Okay, it just has to slow down at some point, and it looks like it is getting a little bit of a consolidation there at the moment. So legends, to the upside, this is the level that I'm now watching at the moment, right? This is potentially a shorting opportunity playing out in front of our eyes. As long as the 15-minute candle is trading above the naked point of control, I am not interested in a short. Okay? If I see price action like what happened over here, right? We had a daily level over here. It left a wick behind above the level, but the body closed below the level. This is a sign of weakness for me. Okay, at the moment, as price is trading above the level, not interested. In a short, right? If you're a top catcher over here, by all means, okay, definitely it could be your cup of tea, right? It is getting a reaction. You can see that it is getting a reaction at the moment. Perhaps it wants to go and tap that 0.618 before we get the rejection, but it is at a shorting zone at the moment. Okay, let's see how we react at this level. But it can get punchy here to the upside. The one structure that I'm still keeping an eye on here on the 1 hour time frame is, let me take the daily levels out the way, take the FIB out the way, okay, is what if this is I actually drew it out this morning for the pro members inside of our Legends Discord community. First link down in the description if you'd like to join. Okay, this could be the formation of a bigger corrective structure that we find ourselves in. Okay, where we have already completed an A, B, C. We are now busy with the A wave to the upside. Okay, and the A wave can go higher. Right, it can still go higher, or it can reject where it is now. I'm just leaving it there for now because I don't know where the price is going to reject. But then you still form another A, B, C to the upside. So perhaps we reject in this zone, we come down for the B wave, we make a higher low, there's some nice bullish CVD between those two pivots, we go back up to complete the C wave, and then we smack back down to complete another A wave, and then we go back up for a B wave, and then the aggressive C wave just falls here to the downside, right? What I do like about this corrective structure is that it's a little bit longer in time. When I look at this entire structure on the 4 hour time frame, let me just take the scribble here out the way. Okay, we have to consider that if this is the end of the impulse, I have some alarms going off. If this is the end of the impulse, okay, you want this correction to last longer. If it is not the end of the impulse, then the correction is potentially already finished, where you have a pump to the upside, you have an ABC, and you continue momentum back to the upside to $108,000. Still keeping an eye on this level. Okay. If it is the end over here, this correction is too short in time, because this correction needs to correct the entire structure from over here. Let me just check. Yes, it needs to correct this entire structure from here. Okay, so this correction needs to correct this structure. And at the moment, the correction is way too short, okay, to correct this entire structure over here, if this is the end. If impulses continue here to the upside and we do go to $108,000, all I will simply do is, let me switch on that other scenario that I have over here, okay? I just want to look at the red scenario. I don't want to confuse anyone. I'm only looking at the red scenario over here. Okay, if impulses continue from where it is right now, then potentially, okay, the fifth wave, sorry, let me do this. Okay, the fifth wave will move over there, the third will move over here, and the four will move over here. It then means that the impulse is not finished. Right, I hope that makes sense. Elizabeth, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining. Say long-term target, please. I will go through that in a moment. Legends, let me just wrap up some of the analysis here on Bitcoin, and we can go and have a look at our favorite altcoins. Right, Legends. So this is kind of what I'm watching. I see a lot of technical traders are saying that, you know, this is the structure. We have already made and completed 5 waves. Okay, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 3. I can count 1, 2, and this is where it becomes tricky, right? We have to count 5 waves inside of the 5th wave. There has to be 5 waves inside of the 5th wave. And all I can count is 1, 2, but I mean, it's so choppy. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or is this 1, 2, 3, this is 4, and now it's going to make 5? Or is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5th wave ends in a contracting diagonal or a leading or a ending diagonal, right? So it still has potential. What if, okay, we just have to consider, what if this was the low? And this corrective structure that you see over here was simply correcting this impulse. If this corrective structure was only correcting this impulse, it could still be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we do hit the $108,000 area. Okay, where you basically end the structure in a ending diagonal, and then we have a deeper correction to the downside. But speculating on this corrective structure over here, it means that the impulse needs to be finished. But for now, it is pumping to the upside, right? The trend is your friend until the very end. And although a lot of people are expecting a correction here to the downside, just remember, the 5th wave, okay, maybe this was 3, maybe this was 4, and we're going to have a little bit of an extended 5th wave here to the upside. Okay, right, Legends. So these are basically the scenarios that I'm watching here on the price of Bitcoin, just zooming out a little bit as well. Okay, so someone asked me, okay, very interesting, before I carry on over here. I mean, there's just no reaction. Okay, if I go just back here onto the 15-minute time frame, I look at the point of control. Okay, we have closed a 15-minute candle above the point of control. For me, that is usually a bullish sign, even if you get a retracement. Okay, it's just a game of probabilities. When you go and backtest these levels, the daily levels, the weekly levels, the naked point of controls. So purely from a backtesting perspective, when a body of at least a 15-minute candle closes above this level, even when you get a retracement, the probability states that you are going to continue in this direction because of what happened over here. If it left a wick behind and the body closed below the level, the probabilities increase that you are going to find a rejection to the downside. Okay, so based on what I'm seeing here at the moment, probabilities from a 15-minute time frame perspective has increased that we, even with a retracement, that you will find continuation to the upside. But then I get very interested in the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so the next thing I want to watch over here is the 1 hour candle needs to close above the line as well, because the 1 hour candle carries higher probabilities than the 15-minute candle. If the 1 hour body closes below and it leaves the wick behind, the 1 hour time frame, the higher the time frame, the more accurate, the more mature, the more reliance it has. Okay, you could still find continuation to the downside. Okay, the 15-minute candle is just my minimum requirement. The 1 hour is my preferred requirement, and the 4 hour just cements the deal, right? But by that time, the trade has already run away from you. Okay. Right, legends, I mean, on our way to the 0.618, I would not be surprised, okay, if price pumps here to the 0.618, maybe then we get the retracement and we continue momentum to the upside. For now, volume is increasing, so it looks like the bulls for now are still in control. I do see some of the altcoins are getting a little bit of pumpy action here to the upside. I was specifically looking at Fetch, right? It's just, you know, you sometimes just need to trade the chart in front of you, okay? If you want to look at 𝗬cie and S&P 500 and Bitcoin to make a trading decision on your favorite altcoin, you might miss some opportunities, right? Sorry, legends, I'm sweating here because this light is hot and I forgot to switch on my AC before I went live. Okay, but I mean, purely forget about Bitcoin. Right, legends, let's just forget about Bitcoin for a second over here. When I look at the structure and I take a fib from the low to the high, and I see, wow, what a beautiful bounce here on the 0.618. Okay, I take a time fib, I measure the impulse to the upside. How long did the correction take? Oh, the correction finished nicely here between the 618 and the 1-to-1 extension. So it's just ticking the boxes, right? Ticking the confluence boxes over here. Then I'm like, okay, well, how deep did the correction go from a trend-based fib perspective? Okay, let me just take this out the way so I can see the pivots, right? So this looks like the end of the impulse, the low, the high. Ooh, we tapped the 1.236 to perfection, which is a corrective structure target, okay? The 1-to-1 extension, the 1.236, and a little bit further down, the 1.618. But we found support here. We did not lose the 0.618. For me, that just screams that what if momentum continues here to the upside and we see some of the breakouts? Everyone was bearish on Bitcoin and the alt starts popping again. Okay, what if, right? You need to trade the chart in front of you and you need to take advantage of the opportunities. Do not trade with fear. Trade with conviction by applying your trading strategy and by applying your analysis. Okay. This looks exceptionally bullish. Okay, the retracement of this corrective structure looks bullish, completed. The impulse looks great. The correction looks great from a timing perspective. We have broken trend. So it's just ticking all the boxes. Perhaps the bullish momentum is going to continue here to the upside. BGN, I do see your super chat. Thank you so much. I will go through your question in a moment on Link. What are your top long-term bags on alts such as Link that you will hold for longer? Right? I can give you a simple answer over there because I've done so much analysis on Link, and you can call me crazy, but I do have a $100 target for Link. Okay. And I can prove it. We might not get there, I don't know, or we might overshoot that target. Okay. But I do believe that Link has the potential to reach $100 by the end of next year, October. Call me crazy, but it's purely based on technical analysis, not because I want a $100 Link. It has the potential to get there, right? And dare I even say that that is a conservative target. Let's just call it a target, right? And I will go and share with you that in a minute. Right, legends. So when I look at fetch, and this is why I added a little bit more fetch to my spot bags this morning, because I cannot ignore the structure that I see in front of me, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing. Okay, the structure that I see in front of me looks incredibly bullish. Yes, I mean, the market is here to surprise us. What if it rolls over and it just falls down? Definitely a possibility. That is why I have risk management in place, and I will then just add a little bit more to the dips. And this is why I'm not, at any given time, I'm never all in, okay, 100% in on all my spot bags, and I don't have any dry powder. I will use some dry powder to buy the dip over here to drag my entry down. Okay, I actually do have a good entry here on fetch, right? I do have an entry in this zone over here on fetch, right? So if we do fall down, guess what? Guess what? How bullish is that going to be, right? Because now this is the structure, right? You have formed a nice wave 1. You have formed a bullish wave 2 that closed above, way above these lows, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If fetch falls down lower, I will add more to my spot bags, but I need to give it the benefit of the doubt based on the structure that I see here on the smaller time frames. Okay, so fetch for me is still one of those tokens that are potentially still in great accumulation zone. Okay, and this is potentially just a nice little what do they call it? A nice little day trade or a swing trade, yeah, in the making. Okay, you play the breakout. I actually have a great position there on fetch, right? I played the SFP from these lows. I added ever so slightly to my position. My position is still protected. Okay, I wanted to add more to my position over here, but I now added a little bit more to my position when I saw this breakout. Okay, so that's just what I do from a technical perspective, right? But I did tell you guys my bearish plan as well, because unfortunately nothing is guaranteed in the market. Right, tapping the 0.618. I do think that the 0.618 is going to offer some resistance. I think it's going to pierce through and it's going to leave the wick behind. That's just typically what I see, okay? When you hit a critical FIP retracement level, that's usually what happens, right? But I mean, it looks incredibly bullish here to the upside. I would expect still 5 minutes, so 5 minutes for the 1 hour time frame candle to close. And I can tell you guys now, if the 1 hour body closes above this level, you're most likely still continuing here to the upside. Then we'll keep an eye here on the 0.88, where we also have a daily level. Okay. Because I can't help but wonder, legends, this is the corrective structure. Definitely it carries a probability. Okay, and it actually does carry a slight high probability that what if this is an ABC, ABC, ABC. And do you know what this structure is? This structure is called a WXY. ABC in W, ABC in X, and ABC in to complete your Y wave, right? Okay, so never guaranteed that you're going to come and claim the high, right? And if we do smash through here, okay, then we're most likely going to $108,000. Most likely, okay. Where the fifth wave is not completed, that I've showed you guys on the larger time frame. Okay, currently getting the reaction here by the 0.618. Okay, and for those of you that did play the break of trend, congratulations. I mean, it just smashed through that trend that we were keeping an eye on. And also it tapped the 0.618 level here to the downside. This was also a level that I highlighted to our Legends Pro community. And remember, if you'd like to come and trade all these beautiful altcoins that I'm highlighting here at the moment, okay, link down in the description. Bluffin, only an email and a password to sign up. This is where you register for that competition that I've got at the moment. And weeks, Legends, if you plan to open up some swing positions, low leverage 2x, 3x swing positions that you want to keep open for potentially weeks or months, right? It really pays to trade with an exchange that has low trading fees. Okay, also just an email and a password to sign up, $20,000 bonus, up to $20,000 bonus, but you only get the low fees by using the link down in the description. Okay, right. I just want to go back here onto Discord and show you guys, this is the level that I spoke about yesterday and I shared with the Legends Pro community. I said, Legends, if we lose, okay, if we still continue here to the downside, I'm looking at the 0.618, okay? I see Andy identified this level as a point of control. There was also confluence with a point of control as well. So it's nice when two levels come together, right? And that is exactly what happened. When I take my fib extension that I used last night from the high to the low, to the high. Ooh, what a beautiful bounce by the 0.618. What can I say? Okay, what can I say? Beautiful bounce at the 0.618. Also in confluence with a point of control, I think, of this entire range. Is it this range over here? Bam. Also in confluence with the point of control of this entire consolidation area over here. And I think Andy spoke about this trade yesterday. He did not look at the 0.618. He looked at this volume node over here, because this choppiness creates an insane amount of volume that can offer support. And that's exactly where price got the bounce as well. So when two levels starts lining up, you're most likely going to get the bounce there in that zone. Okay, cool. Legends. Let's get back. Currently getting a little bit of choppiness. Still 1 minute 30 seconds left for this 1 hour candle. And then potentially we are continuing momentum here to the upside. Right. Let me go through some comments. This is basically the technical analysis that I see here at the moment on the price of Bitcoin. Something that before I jump into the comments, because I can see the comments are rolling here at the moment. People want me to look at their favorite altcoins. Okay, market structure. Okay, I want to explain the importance just very briefly on market structure change. Do you guys remember the consolidation that we were in from March, and the significance of market structure change? Okay, you have formed a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and then all of a sudden we made a higher low and we made a higher high compared to these highs and this low. Okay, and this is where market structure started changing, and the rest is history. Look at where we are right now. Very important to pay attention to market structure changes, and this happens on the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, the 1 minute time frame, you name it, right? So in looking at this structure over here, let me just switch off the point of controls and clean up the chart a little bit over here. Okay, when I now look at this structure to the upside, it kind of looks parabolic here to the upside. And for the bears out there, and for everyone screaming for much lower levels and a much deeper correction here to the downside, you will only start changing market structure to the downside, okay, once you take out this low properly, not just a double bottom. You need to take it out completely. Okay, you need to destroy it, right? So if price, let's say price reverses down here and it just starts collapsing, okay, I can just imagine how bearish everyone is going to be. Bull market is over. As long as you form a higher low over here compared to this low, guess what? The trend is still up, still up. Okay, and this low is at $66,854. You could even come and make a double bottom and then continue momentum to the upside. Only once you claim this low properly, you smash through it, okay, and then you get the corrective structure, then you have officially made, you are starting to change market structure to the downside. You have now made a lower low compared to this low. And maybe you go back up, you start making a lower high, and then, okay, there's danger. There's danger, you know. What is that movie? can't remember the name of the movie. Roger Danger, can't remember. Anyways, that the movie line just popped into my head. Legends. So I mean, local market structure is we still have higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high. We have a massively higher high, and we can still continue momentum here to the upside. But from a bearish case perspective, even if we come down lower, right, it is still bullish. The bull market is still intact. Nothing to be fearful of. Okay, so I just want you to be prepared for if we do get a flash crash here to the downside, it's potentially a great buying opportunity, especially for some of the altcoins that you've maybe missed out on your spot bags. Okay, I will definitely be buying up that dip, but we might not get it, right? Momentum is very parabolic here at the moment to the upside. Right, legends, that's just quickly something that I wanted to highlight over here. I do think based on this consolidation area, okay, here on the 1 hour time frame, sorry, let me just do this. Okay, this consolidation area will provide significant support. Okay, there's lots of choppiness inside of this consolidation area. So even if price pumps up here and it falls back down, I do see the price finding support inside of this zone because of the massive volume that was traded inside of this zone. I don't know if price is going to come down much lower than this zone over here. I think there's a lot of selling pressure that needs to kick in to break and lose the zone over here. Okay, the worst case scenario that I do see here on the cards is potentially taking this low. Okay, so if let's say we create another, we have an ABC, and now we form another ABC, and then we form another ABC. Right, this is the zone that I see that price could potentially reverse again. The lowest point over here at, let's call it a round number of $85,000. Okay, cool. Let's go and tackle that super chat quickly for the legend, and I can dive into some beautiful altcoin requests over here. Rose, yes, I need to do analysis on Rose. I will show you exactly why I bought some Rose and added to some more to my spot bag. Devil, can you check the 618, how it aligns with the 1-to-1 fib extension? Possible short. Possible short. I'm not sure where you measured it from. Okay, are you talking about this 1-to-1 extension? Are you talking about this 1-to-1 extension? Okay, ever so slightly, not tapped it yet on the exchange that I'm using. Okay, you just need to get these levels. Okay, a little bit front run over there, my 1-to-1 extension. Okay, I'm just going on the probabilities of the levels that I'm seeing here at the moment. Okay, the 1 hour body of the 1 hour candle closed above the naked point of control. So even with the retracement, the probability states that you could potentially, there's a higher chance of still finding upwards momentum. Okay. The 1.236 looks very juicy. That looks juicy because you're going to claim the liquidity above that high. The 1.618 even looks better, okay, because then when you take a fib from the high to the low, okay, this is, okay, a very juicy short that I will definitely be keeping an eye on, because you have the 1.618, you have the 0.88, and you have a daily level. Okay, I think if there's any chance for a deeper correction here to the downside, I think it's this zone over here, because there's lots of confluence, and that is what we do as technical traders. We look for areas of confluence. If it's going to front run this zone and not get here, I like these pivots with the 1.236, which is also a common corrective stock, because this is corrective. ABC is corrective. If this is an A, it's a corrective structure. B, C, okay, it can still come and hit this target. Maybe it front runs over here, it comes back for the B, it makes a higher low, bullish CVD, and then the C wave here to the upside. It rejects by the daily level 0.88, and it makes another ABC to the downside. Okay, so that corrective structure that I've showed everyone is definitely still a probability that can play out, right? Without us claiming the highs over here. Always just have to look at all the bullish and all the bearish case scenarios. Right. Link. Let me just briefly go through Link because I feel like I talk about Link almost during every single live stream. And for those of you, you know exactly what I'm going to say. So I'm not going to take long. I'm literally just going to spend 1 minute here on Link and show you why I believe we can hit $100. Okay, so Mr. Link. Okay, this is why I have a Link spot bag. And this is basically my target, right? You have formed a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have formed a WXY corrective structure. You have made a higher low, bullish 1, bullish 2, okay? And now I'm expecting a third wave to complete by the 1.618 at round about $37, right? As a minimum. But I do believe, okay, looking at the macro structure, that Link has the potential. Okay, I need to do this. Okay, this is why it's not making sense. Right. That this third wave is potentially going to end at $100 if I look at the logarithmic chart. I just need to take the scribble here out the way. Okay, so looking at the logarithmic chart and taking the larger time frame into perspective, let's go to the 3-day. Purely just based on technical analysis, where Link has already formed a macro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a 1. It's now formed a large bear market with a massive consolidation area in a wave 2. This little wave 1 and 2 that I've just spoken about is now the first wave of a wave 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have another bear market, and then you have the final impulse here in a fifth wave that can potentially reach $1,300. But I'm not saying this is going to happen during this cycle. All I'm saying is that for this cycle, until the end of next year, I at least expect a completion of this third wave, because this could be the next bear market to complete the fourth wave over here. And then we have another bull market to complete the third wave, and another bear market and another bull market. Okay, this structure is still going to take very long to complete, right? But I see this is where I get my target of $100 at the 1.618. So that is basically my structure or my target from a 1.618 perspective. And then from a very, very conservative perspective, I go to the regular scale, and this is the target that I'm looking at. Okay, where you basically have a mini 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and I'm looking at $43 for Link. If something bad happens, we do not claim the all-time highs. This entire scenario that I've just shared with you goes down the drain because we know the market is just to surprise us. I'm at least expecting a $43 Link. Right. I think the question was, what are your big old bags? Well, Link is one of my big ones, not my biggest. I think Link is Andy's biggest altcoin bag. My biggest bag at the moment must be Solana. And it's not because I bought the most Solana, it's because I bought Solana at really, really good prices. And based on the momentum to the upside, it has now become my largest spot bag. And then XRP started crawling into my top 5. Okay, and I bought a little bit of XRP, but with that momentum to the upside, I made insane gains. This is why I took some profits from XRP. But I would say at the moment in my spot bag, which I believe still needs to get momentum to the upside, is AR. And let me show you why I'm bullish on AR. Okay, it has not popped. It's not popped yet. I'm looking at an $87 AR at least, where you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a 1 wave, 2, and I'm looking for the pop here to the upside to at least $87. And this is why I sold some XRP for and bought a little bit, AR. So AR is one of my, dare I say, one of my largest bags at the moment. Okay, because I'm still waiting for the move here to the upside, and I do like the fundamentals of AR. But please, guys, do your own research. No financial advice. I'm purely doing this from an entertainment perspective. Okay, and then Rose. Okay, very, very similar structure. Okay, you have formed a beautiful five-wave structure here to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 1. You have formed a beautiful ABC, WXY. You have made a higher low. You didn't take these lows. It is potentially building up momentum for that pop here to the upside to 28 cents. Okay, and it can go even to 34 cents. And these are very conservative targets. Okay, because we all know what can happen with a third wave. XRP is here. That is XRP at the moment. XRP has done 1, 2, 3, and it can still continue. Okay, so these targets for me are conservative targets, realistic targets. And people are already saying that I'm crazy by highlighting those targets. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding, and Doge has already surpassed the 1.618. 𝗬𝗍 has gone past my FIP levels. 𝗬𝗍 is gone, right? 𝗬𝗍 has literally done this. 1, 2, 3. It's just smashed all my levels. Third waves. I cannot explain to you guys how powerful third waves are. It is a technical trader's dream to be in a position before the third wave hits, because when you try and look for an entry when you are inside the third wave, you are exposing yourself to a lot of risk because you do not know where that third wave is going to turn over. Okay, so you want to be in before it happens. Right, so I mean, that is basically my conservative target. Let me go back here onto the daily. Drag this down. And this is why I added a little bit more of Rose. I like the fundamentals of Rose. I do believe it has the potential for a 3 at least to the 1.618, and then a fifth wave here to the 2 extension. Okay, and this is very conservative, legends. Okay, but it has not popped yet. And I can tell you guys now, in a couple of weeks or months from now, there's going to be no more altcoins that's inside of this zone. They are all going to have their third waves or their pops to the upside. And then we're going to have members here asking, is it still a good time to buy altcoins? And I'm going to say, no. Well, now you need to play the breakouts. Now you need to trade them. You can't just FOMO. I mean, this is the best place to buy. Do you guys agree? This is the best place to buy because your risk management is insane. There's not a lot of risks or a lot of risk that you're exposing yourself to when you're buying in this zone. When you are buying XRP right now, you are exposing yourself to a lot of risk. Okay, where's XRP? I don't have it open. Okay, if someone now asks me, 𝗬𝗿𝘆, do you think it's a great time to buy XRP? I'm going to say no. It's not a great time. Yes, it can still move up, but you're exposing yourself to a lot of risk. Insane amount of risk. Okay. Yes, the momentum can still continue. I'm just that type of trader. I like to be in before the third wave happens. And when someone asks me to buy an altcoin that's already inside of its third wave and it's already popped, it's a hell of a lot of risk that you're exposing yourself to. Okay, because you could get that 4 here to the downside, come back all the way down to the 2.618, 1.618, and then you have another fifth wave, right? It's just we need to find the ones like Fetch that has not popped on the daily time frame. This is why I added a little bit of Fetch. Okay, it's still it has run a little bit, but it's still in a great zone for me. Okay. TIA is also still, it's already popped a little bit to the upside, right? This was the zone. The green box was the zone, okay? And then AR. This is why I've loaded up on AR aggressively, because I really, really like this structure on AR. I really, really like it. And even if we chop more sideways, I'm just going to hold on. It's a spot bag. It's an investment, right? It's not a, I buy today, tomorrow I take profits. If you get lucky, then maybe we do get that guard candle here to the upside, like what happened with ADA, but it still took a week or two to play out. Do you guys remember what happened with Mr. ADA? No one expected it. Okay. That is a third wave. There's almost no doubt about it, legends. Beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a one wave. Corrective structure in a second wave. And guess what? Most amount of volume is usually in your third wave. This is a third wave. It's parabolic. It's difficult to get in. It's not the place you want to buy ADA. Okay, you wanted to buy ADA before the pop happens. That little candle that looks like it's a straight line to the upside. Fetch has not done that. And I, by all, legends, I just want to highlight, there's no guarantees that every single coin that I'm highlighting here that is still in the buy zone is guaranteed to do this. Okay, we just have to be real. Some of them might not work out. Maybe there's problems inside of the project. Maybe the CEO resigns. There's always bad crap that can happen to some of the greatest fundamental coins. But from a technical perspective, I need to give it a shot. No financial advice, right? I'm just telling you guys what I am doing, okay? And if it comes down lower, okay, I've already shared this. If fetch comes down lower, this low is still very far away. If fetch comes down lower, I will scoop up more, okay? Or it's just going to pop, right? And then it leaves everyone behind. This is why I'm adding spot positions. I do have a leverage trade open or a swing trade open on fetch as well, but I have a clear invalidation that I'll take the knock on the chin. And well, I'll actually be stopped out at break even because my stop loss is above my entry already. And then there's Rose. Okay. Mrs. Rose. I think Mrs. Rose still needs her time to shine. Okay. Rose has not popped. Vanry, let's see. I did have Vanry on my list. It's already started, but it's not going yet. So it's already a bit more risky to buy Vanry at the moment. ILV, I think, still has a lot of gas in the tank. It's only broken the trend now, maybe consolidating to get a move here to the upside. Rune, this is why I'm still bullish on Rune, but I do have a large spot bag of Rune, so I don't really want to add more unless I'm opening up a swing trade. Okay, but it still has not popped. It has a beautiful bullish structure. It has made an insane higher low, and it's just choppy, 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 and then one day you wake up and then this. Right. Near IMX, Mr. 404, yes, I do see the comments. Smash up the like, guys, for the alpha over here. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And remember, if you'd like to come and trade these amazing coins, and if you'd like to open up some swing positions, low leverage swing positions, the best exchange that I'm using at the moment for swing positions is Weeks. And I also use Bluffin very aggressively from a day trading perspective. I am actually in a Bluffin trade. Okay, I am in Weeks, I am in a TR trade. In Bluffin, I am in actually a Doge trade and an AR trade. Right, 𝗖𝗍 in the AR trade, and then Bybit, I'm just loading up on my spot bags. Okay, but I mean, nice little trade here on AR. Ooh, I see AR is popping here to the upside at the moment. Okay, my day trades here on AR is playing out because although I'm adding aggressively, okay, like I've told you guys, although I'm adding aggressively here to AR from a spot bag perspective, you can still day trade it. You get in, you get out when your profit area gets hit. Okay, so when I go here onto the 1 hour time frame, boy, oh boy, does this structure look amazing. Okay, I need to look at the price action in front of me. Okay, beautiful. When you take a flip from the low to the high, look at this. You found consolidation smack bang in the middle between the 0.618 and 786. And then some people might ask, but Dewald, why in the middle of the two levels did you decide to enter? Because I got a good entry here on AR, right? But there's also a trend that we broke out from where you could have entered again with your stop loss below the low. But why did I buy over here? Simple. When I take a corrective structure target, you basically take a fib pool from the high to the low to the high, measuring this wave to the downside. We hit a very common corrective structure target at the 1-to-1 extension. Okay, this gave me the confidence to enter a trade before the breakout. So I'm currently just enjoying the momentum here to the upside, and I do plan to take profits here by the highs and this pivot over here. I will nibble a little bit over here, and I will most probably close the position because it's a day trade. It's not a spot position where I'm just leaving it for higher levels. Okay, unless it's a swing trade. I didn't open up a swing trade. It was quite a high leverage position, 7x leverage. Okay, for me, that's not a swing trade. A swing trade is usually 2 or 3x leverage, maybe 4x, but that's pushing it already. Okay, but nice. AR is getting the pump here to the to the upside. Dominance, still trickling here at the bottom. Mr. Tia, right? I do still expect a little bit more upwards momentum, but let's go and look at some altcoin requests here from the legends. I did see IMX. Let me just open up my chat over here. IMX, Mr. 404, IMX USDT. Let's go. Let's go. I know that IMX has had some bad stuff from a fundamental perspective. Excuse me. Okay. Structure actually looks great. Okay, just this last structure does look great. Okay, so from a spot bag perspective, I do like that we formed a higher low. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful corrective structure with a higher low. So what this then tells me is I can take a trend-based fib from the low to the high to the low. Okay, well, it's exactly, I've already drawn it over there. And what if, right, there is a target of $6.2 or $7.4. It has the potential, and I mean, I'm not too sure about the fundamentals, okay? I know that they've had some crap in the past. Some, you know, like most altcoins, something really bad happens at some stage. They get hacked, and it's usually a great buying opportunity. But what I like about IMX, okay, if I wanted to add more coins to my portfolio, and I do like the fundamentals of IMX, this is most probably one that I will add because I like this. It is still in accumulation zone and it's about to break out. And once it leaves the station, I don't buy. So this is almost like the last buying opportunity before it leaves the station. Or it rejects and hopefully you get a better buy here at the bottom, okay, like we had over here. But it's still accumulating. So it's either going to snap out, okay, like what happened with TIA, okay. This was a critical moment. We were waiting for it. Is it going to snap out or is it going to reject and still continue inside the box? And it snapped out. And IMX is now at the top of this range. Now the question is it going to snap out or is it going to come back down for a better buying opportunity? But it's at the top of the box, potentially still a great add from a spot perspective. So thanks for highlighting that one. Okay. I will go do a little bit more research on the fundamentals and maybe decide if I'm going to add this to my spot bag. I just, you know, you can't buy everything, legends. You just can't buy everything, right? But it looks like it's ready. It looks like it's ready to pop. Uma, yes, I have spoken about Uma. What is cooking here in the comments? Mr. 𝗖𝗍𝗿𝗽, are you yachting on crap, right? Uma, let's go and have a look at Uma. No spamming 𝗖𝗍𝗿𝗽. Oh, okay, spamming. I can see. Thanks, Mr. Crypto Big Brains. Can Say do the same as 𝗖𝗍𝗿? What do you think? Yes, I do think that Say has the potential to go much higher. Sand, metaverse. Yeah, I can't believe the metaverse is pumping, to be honest with you guys, right? 1 inch not yet popped. Let's go and have a look at 1 inch. Okay, I know that there's many altcoin requests. Let's just, Brett, what can I say? Brett, please. Brett is already popped, right? We actually had a massively insane successful trade on Brett. But first, okay, I will go through Brett. I will go through Sand if I have time. Let's go and have a look at 1 inch. Mhm. I'm curious about 1 inch because I used to have 1 inch in my spot bags and I took it out. Okay, I bought other coins with it. Let's use the Binance one. Let's see. Mr. 1 inch. I know it's low cap, if I'm not mistaken. It's mid low cap. Ooh, this is very, 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 very old technical analysis that I've done over here. But whoa, what a dump. What a pump and dump. But okay, the good thing that I do see over here is the selling pressure is exhausted. Okay, this is what you want to see. Right, you've had a massive bull market to the upside. You have just had a brutal bear market, but the most important thing is you are going sideways, which is showing me that the selling pressure is exhausted. It doesn't want to go lower anymore. It's not making, it's not doing this anymore. Okay, it has found the floor and it's turning around. So that is potentially a bullish sign. Will it go and claim the all-time highs? No one knows, right? So let's go and look at the local structure over here to see that, well, what is some of the minimum targets that we could expect here on Mr. 1 inch? Without using any Fibonacci, I sometimes like to go to the weekly time frame, okay? And you can see clear resistance areas on the weekly time frame. If momentum is going to continue here for Mr. 1 inch, the next area, I would say the next strongest area of resistance is this pivot over here. And that is still an insane pump. Okay. Oops. Still an insane pump. Let me repeat that. Of 3.7x. Okay. And then we have a little bit more resistance over here. And then there's not really much up until we reach this point. Okay. So it looks like it could reach these pivots, okay, but I will definitely be taking some profits over here, okay, by, let's call it $2. That's definitely a great profit-taking zone, especially from a spot perspective, because I don't know if it's going to continue momentum here to the upside. Right, but now let's look at this structure. I do like the higher low, so it is a valid fib pool, okay. And then from this fib pool perspective is, okay, it's already popping. Yeah, it's already popping. It is facing some resistance over here. There is more resistance by the highs, but I mean, once it breaks this resistance, I think it's going to accelerate, right? But it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a minimum at around $1.2. But I do think it has the potential for $2 over here by this pivot, because this is a nice resistance zone. There's not much resistance here. And usually when price leaves the zone, okay, it's still in accumulation zone. I agree with you. It's still actually in a great buying zone. Okay, this is buying zone. But once it leaves this zone and it pops out, it looks like it could accelerate up until this pivot. And 1.618 is usually my conservative target, but I mean, it can go to the 2.618, it can go to the 3.618 very easily in a third wave here to the upside, where there is nice resistance, not much resistance here from a price action perspective. Okay, so IMX looks great, right? Hasn't popped, but it's already popped a little bit to the upside. If I go back here onto the 4-hour time frame, I mean, it has popped a little bit already. Okay, it still has a lot of momentum or upwards potential. Definitely, it has some upwards potential. You're going to start eating some resistance over here. Okay, you're going to start eating some resistance over there. Right, but it looks like it's only getting started. Ooh, what a beautiful trend over there to play the breakout. Even this one, okay, that's your trend. Play the breakout, and it's just, it looks like it wants to rock and roll here to the upside. So yeah, that's basically my analysis here on 1 inch, not IMX, sorry, 1 inch. I'm mixing up this. Uma, please, right. Thanks for the super chat. Let's go and have a look at Uma. Mr. Uma. I do have a little bit of UMA in my spot bags. I added it a couple of days ago, but a very tiny bit, like Legends, a really small position. Okay, not a lot. But yes, it looks great from a technical perspective. What can I say? 8-hour, 12-hour, right? It's not popped yet. And the fact, and I'm going to say this until there's no more altcoins left that are left in this zone. The fact that you are still here in accumulation zone, okay? You had the pump, you had the dump, you are still here in accumulation zone, and it's now tapping the top of this box. The question is it going to pop, or is it going to come back down, right, for another buying opportunity? We don't know. But like with TIA decided to pop and not come back down, right? So it might be the same for it might be the same for where's it now? UMA. Right, but I mean, it's now or never, right? It's now or never. It's still in a great zone. It still has a lot of upwards potential. The biggest area of resistance that I see here to the upside is this 1.618 when I measure this as a 1, 2. You see that 1, 2 over there, and it's now potentially busy with a mini third wave here to the upside. This is where I see resistance at $4.7. But I mean, it does have the potential to be a 1, 2, and it's only starting a bigger third wave here to the upside to reach $10 or $11, right? We don't know. But let's see how it reacts here by $4.7. Definitely, I mean, look at those highs, resistance area, peak resistance area for UMA. But it still looks great from a spot perspective, okay? And this is why I bought a little bit of UMA. It looks like it can go, right? Cool. Not financial advice on fire. Devil, could we get back on BTC a little bit? Right, yeah, let's go. I mean, I told you guys, okay, once BTC closes a 1-hour candle above the naked point of control, the next area that we need to pay attention to is this pivots. Okay, let's go into the 15-minute time frame. Okay, for potential rejection are these little pivots over here. Maybe we SFP there. What if this is a ABC and this is a AB? It comes back down. Maybe it sweeps up these lows, but it still makes a higher low compared to this low for a C to the upside. Then it rejects here by the daily level, and then we have another ABC to the downside, okay, in a larger WXY corrective structure. Right, but I mean, it really still looks strong here to the upside. So until proven otherwise, the only biggest area of confluence to the upside is the daily level in confluence with the 0.88. Okay, so if momentum continues and we don't SFP from the highs over here, it could literally just continue until we get to this daily level, and then I'm going to pay attention, like the rules that I've explained over here by the naked point of control. Okay. Right. Legends, and remember, if you'd like to come and trade all of these altcoins, links down in the description. For weeks, one of the exchanges with the lowest fees, you only get the low fees by using the link down in the description, up to $20,000 sign-up bonus, and also Bluffin, and they've got that competition running, and you get that 10% cash back, right? You get the 10% cash back on Bluffin for the money that you put into your features account until the end of 25th or till the end of the November when the competition ends, right? Okay. What else? I mean, it's just pumping, right? AR. Very happy about my AR trade here to the upside. I think I added just at the right place, okay? This is why I nibbled a little bit more on AR as well from a spot bag perspective. Cool. How to enter trades on the 1 minute. How to enter trades on the 1 minute? I mean, all strategies play out on multiple time frames. I prefer to play on the 15-minute and 1-hour time frame because it allows me to at least enter one trade a day, at least one trade a day, sometimes one trade every second day, sometimes 2 trades a day. But on average, by me trading the 15-minute to 1-hour time frame, I'm able to place at least one trade a day. I do not like to stuff around on the 1 minute time frame unless there's a reason I'm going to count Elliott waves and I need to zoom in to see the structures and things like that. But I mean, this little structure that you see over here plays out on the 1 minute time frame. It plays on the 1 second time frame. It plays out on the weekly time frame. So depending on which time frame you want to trade, you might have to jump between different time frames. Okay, so your question around how to enter a trade on the 1 minute time frame, exactly the same as I would enter a trade on the 15-minute time frame. You track your trend, you play the breakout, stop goes below the low, you identify your profit taking areas, and it plays out on all time frames. Okay, Brett, I know you guys have been asking for Brett, and let's go through Brett here quickly. Okay, Brett, I'm actually out that trade. I took profits on that trade. Where are Mr. Brett over here? Brett is a meme coin, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, there's the trade that played out to perfection. This trade was highlighted inside of our pro community on the 25th of September, round about that zone. On the 25th of September, I highlighted this trade. Okay, beautiful risk to reward, 4.59 risk to reward. And I mean, for those of you that did take the trade, even if you bought a spot position, maybe you opened up a swing trade, I don't know what you did here, but I mean, there was just many ways to get into this trade. It has now claimed the highs. Okay, that was the TP area, the final TP area. I had lots of TP areas over here. I think I had a TP area over there. We had a TP area over there, and we had another TP area over there, and then we said we're going to close the position here by the highs. Okay. And if you missed the breakout, there was another breakout. If you did not take profits by the highs, okay, there was another breakout. And there, on the smaller time frames, there was another trend. And there was another trend. Okay, but this one has not played out, so I can take that one out. Right, but at the moment, can Brett still find upwards momentum? I'm just curious to see where it rejected. Yeah, I mean, you can see it's already hit the targets for this wave. So if this is a 1-2, it's now already hit the 1-1 and the 2. I usually look at the 1.618 and the 2 over here. It's already hit these target from this structure. So is this perhaps 1, 2, 3? It's creating the fourth wave. Then it goes to create 5, and then it comes back for a deeper correction, and then it continues momentum to the upside. Right, from a more bullish perspective, take this out the way. Regardless, so let's just play this out. Let's say it does this, right? Does this, makes another ABC, and it continues momentum to the upside. I do still see a 34 to a 40 cents Brett. Okay, but I mean, this trade has now played out to perfection. Okay, this trade is closed. No more trade. Done. Played out. Took the highs. I hope you guys closed your positions or took majority of the profits. Maybe you left some open for a moon bag, what we call a moon bag here to the upside. Okay. Ooh, didn't deal. I have to go now. Great analysis. 𝗬𝗍𝗿, welcome. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for joining the stream. Enjoy whatever you need to do. I'm glad that you found the technical analysis helpful. I still don't understand when you play lines, you should draw your fib to the very local high, or as you did now. Sorry for dumb question. Yes, I mean, that's what I did over here. So you take your fib extension from the low to the high to the low. Okay, that's how you get that fib extension that I've got over there. For this potential wave one, okay, I mean, the best way for me to explain it is that you need to go and take this little tool and you need to go crazy. You go measure every flippin' wave that you can find your hands on. And try and do it on the 1 minute time frame, because the price action plays out very quickly, and you will very quickly figure out where you need to pull your fibs from and which levels get respected the most. Okay, it comes with a little bit of experience. I can sometimes just look at a structure and I know exactly where to pull my fib from because I've done it a million times already. Okay, so for me this looks like a, maybe this is a 1 2 3 4 5, or it's a 1 2 1 2 1 2. But anyways, this pivot makes sense to me from the low to the high. Okay, you can see that's currently where we're getting the rejection. And each fib level, and this is usually a sign that I look for, once you've done a fib pull, it doesn't matter where you pulled the fib from, which high and which low you used. A way to test that your fib is correct is that once you've done your fib pull, go and look at the levels and see if they were respected. I can see that the 1-to-1 extension was respected. We got a massive dump to the downside. The 1.236 got a little bit of choppiness, but then the 1.382 got a dump to the downside. So it's respecting the levels. As it hits the levels, then you know that you are onto a correct fib pull. Okay, there's not really a wrong or a right way to pull it. You just need to find the one that has more confidence. It's exactly here on Bitcoin. Okay, if I look at Bitcoin here on the 1 hour time frame, ooh, are we getting, no, not yet. Right. If I switch off the levels just to clean it up here a little bit, there was so many people confused in terms of where should I pull my fib from to measure the retracement to the downside. Okay, so people were like, do I take my fib from this low to the high? Do I take my fib from this low? Do I take my fib from this low? What I like to do, okay, if you do not know which pivot to use, and inside this structure, it is a little bit confusing. Take your fib, okay, just from any pivot and just lock in your high so long. Just lock in the high so that you've got the high. Then you can play around with this pivot. And what I look for is I start with this pivot and I go and check, did I get a reaction at each level that makes sense? This one didn't make a lot of sense to me because we dipped way below the 2.36, and then we got a bounce over there, but nothing really aligns with the 0.382. And then we got a bounce over there in the middle of nowhere. But guess what? When I then drag my fib to the next level, okay, it looks a little bit better. Okay, that looks a lot better, right? So based on the reaction that you see at the levels, you will then know whether you've got a correct fib pool. That little pivot over there tapped the 0.382 to perfection, and we got a bounce to the upside. Then we lost the level and we found a bounce by the 50%. Then we lost the level and we perfectly bounced on the 0.618. Okay. Then we got momentum up and then we broke it again, got momentum up, but we closed above. So you can see that this fib pool is the correct fib pool. That is usually how I backtest it, because sometimes I don't even know, right? I also had to go and figure this out to say that, well, which one makes the most sense? And this one is the one that makes the most sense to me, okay? You could even argue that this one makes sense, right? Because now we bounce there perfectly on the 786, taking the fib from this pivot. Okay, but you just need to build confluence at each level, with daily levels, weekly point of controls, like what happened over here. Okay. Also, from a simple technical analysis, this is also something that Andy spoke about quite extensively, where we got that bounce at the point of control of this range over here, where the most amount of volume was traded. Okay, that is where we got the bounce. And then when you have a fib level there as well, where price closes above the fib level, I mean, that's a great bullish sign. Then you can also have your trend. You play the break of the trend. Okay, successful breakout of trend. Okay, right. What would you invest right now in the coming days? Like I said, today and yesterday, I bought a little bit of AR and Rose. Okay, those are the two that, and and a little bit of GRT and fetch. That's the other one that I bought. I bought some GRT as well. Let's go look at GRT. But I bought a little bit because it looks like it's already popping to the upside, but I still see a lot of gas for Mr. GRT, right? GRT is mid cap. It's already had a little bit of a pop to the upside, but okay, the potential still to the upside is insane. You can see I've done some technical analysis here for my wife because she also wanted to know what she needs to buy. So I told her, well, if I were you and you have not bought GRT yet, okay, it's potentially still great. You have already moved out of the consolidation zone or the accumulation zone, but I still see this pivot, okay, needs to be claimed. The highs needs to be claimed. It has a beautiful bullish structure, a higher low in the corrective structure, and it looks like it's getting ready for a pop to the upside to at least 79 cents to 95 cents. Okay, so this is why I added a little bit more of GRT to my spot bags. And like I said, Rose, the same thing. I feel, I'm repeating myself over here, but, this is the question that I keep on getting from a spot perspective. Okay, I added some Rose, still expecting upwards momentum, and AR. Okay, I mean, it's... what can I say? The structure still looks insane, right? Even with a little dump to the downside, it still looks incredibly bullish. Okay, compare AR to, let's do this. Let's use the bread tab. Let's go and open up ADA. Right? Very, very similar structures. Yes, let me just take let's clean up the kitchen over here. Take all the scribble out. Make sure that we are on the same time frames. Okay. This is ADA. I think it still needs to come and hit the 1.2. Almost there. Okay. This is AR. Okay. ADA is here. That's ADA. This is AR. Very similar structures, almost to the T. The structures are very similar. Okay. There's only one bar of green volume that started to kick in. Look at ADA. It has an insane amount of green volume that already kicked in with a third wave here to the upside. So you need to ask yourself, do you want to buy ADA that's already done this? Or are you going to rather take a bet on AR, for example, or similar tokens like Rose that still needs to do this to the upside, even if it still ranges a little bit and bores the crap out of you, and you think that it's not going to pop, and then one day you wake up and it has the God candle to the upside. Okay, ADA, AR. Okay, then I can open up Rose. Rose, ADA, Rose, similar structure. Okay, this is what I'm basing my technical analysis on. Okay, not financial advice. Tara. What on earth is Tara? And remember, Rose and ADA and TIA can be traded on weeks. Link down in the description. You need only an email and a password to sign up. Okay, they can all be traded here on weeks with the lowest trading fees. If you maybe do consider opening out swing positions, 2x leverage, maybe 3, I won't go 4, right? Here's the link for weeks down in the description. Only an email and a password to sign up. Bluff in, and you get that 10% cash back on the money that you deposit in your features account. Okay, so, right, let's get back to Tara. KuCoin, I think, should have the most data. Ooh, yes. Yes. Fuck, this actually looks really good. I really like Mr. Tara over here. I don't know anything about the fundamentals, but I can tell you guys now. Did I lose the live stream over here? Right, guys. Let me know if I'm still live, because it seems that I've lost the live stream over here. Let me know in the comments. No, you're good. Thanks, Mr. Crypto Big Brains. Okay, but guys, I mean, sorry for my French. This looks really, really good. I just quickly want to do briefly. I just quickly want to see what this coin is about, because now this is one that I might add to my spot bags. Okay, let's go to coin market cap. I just want to see where is a little bit of information. Okay, Tara, is it this one? Taraxa. I don't know. I don't know anything about the fundamentals. Right. It is low cap 867. Okay, so fairly low cap coin. Total supply 12 billion. Total supply 10 billion already released. Okay. Volume 25 million market cap. I need to go and do some research. I'm not going to do all the research here in front of everyone, right? But I really like CBB. Devold likes my Kiev. I think he is into swings. I need to go and do some research. This looks really great. Now, the next question is, where can you buy Tara? Okay, if I want to put a swing trade, can I find it on weeks? Let's see. Tara. No, it's not on weeks. Is it on Bluffin? Tara? No. Is it on 𝗞𝗵𝗫? No. Is it on? Yes, and maybe I'm just searching for this thing wrong. Okay. It's also not on Bybit, right? Let me go check it over here. Where do you check the? It is on 𝗞𝗫, right? It is on 𝗞𝗫. It's on KuCoin. Okay, so it is on 𝗞𝗫 and KuCoin as a spot, but it's not on leverage. Okay. If I like it from a fundamental perspective, I might just add it. But I mean, regardless of the fundamentals, the technicals looks insane. It is, it's getting ready. It is getting ready. This is, I mean, that is the zone, right, where you want to accumulate. It has made, okay, I'm not going to go and count the waves here to the upside, but what I do like about the structure is a low, a high, a beautiful higher low, and it is going sideways. When I see a higher low that's going sideways and it's found the floor, it's not doing this. Okay, it's not still moving down. When I see this with a high and a low over here and a higher low, that really gets me exciting. And especially if you have gone sideways for so long. Ooh, it looks absolutely amazing. Thanks for highlighting this, Mr. Financial Advice. I really, really like this. Okay, I do think it has the potential for the following. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 48 cents. It has the potential from where it is right now. Let's try that again. From where it is right now. I mean, that is an 8x. Fuck, that's insane, right? Okay, so you don't have to buy a lot to make a lot. I'm definitely going to do some research and see if I can add a little bit of Tara to my spot bags. So thanks for highlighting this one. Very, very juicy indeed. It's a shame that it's not on other exchanges. Yes, I see it's not on Weeks. It's not on Bluffin. It is on 𝗞𝗫 from a spot perspective, and it is on KuCoin. Okay, unless you use a DEX to go and buy it, I suppose, as well. Right. Mr. Not Financial Advice, are you familiar with the fundamentals, and do you like it? That is the question. Okay. Cool, legends. Remember to smash up the like for the alpha over here. Me giving you my time, doing your technical analysis, showing you your favorite altcoins. And I mean, subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber, subscribe for future notifications, right? Hi, Devil. Do you think Flux has the potential to claim the all-time high based on high time frame elite wave structures? Ooh. I actually spoke to Andy about Flux, and I'm not sure if he's mentioned it in his live streams. Okay, but Flux is in my spot bags. I mean, this price action, I'll be honest with you, this is really confusing. Okay. It looks like it launched over here. It just took a dump to the downside. So I would take this pivot, okay, as the all-time high. And yes, I do see the potential for Flux to hit the all-time high because of that low. I do see the potential. The question is when, okay? Because you might, okay? In a very bullish case scenario, this is the 1 and this is the 2. In an extreme bullish case scenario, this third wave just rampages to the upside and it takes the high. Okay. In a bearish case scenario, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is still bullish, but then it makes another ABC. It still finds a higher low compared to this low, and then it goes to claim the all-time highs. So the question is just how long is it going to take before it claims the all-time highs? It can either just you have that God candle to the upside that doesn't stop, like XRP, ADA. I mean, ADA still has a long ways to go before it gets to the all-time highs. But I mean, ADA is now in a similar boat. It's already inside of the third wave, but it can just continue. It can literally just continue in the third wave until it claims the all-time highs. Or ADA is going to make a 1, 2, it finishes the 3 over here, it makes a 4, and then it makes a 5. And guess what? This now becomes a 1, 2, and then a bigger 3 to the upside to go and claim the all-time highs. So do I see Flux having the potential to claim the all-time highs? Yes. I'm just not saying when, okay? Because it could be immediate or it could take a little bit longer before it does it. But yes, I do think Flux has the potential. Obviously, no financial advice. You do your own research, and I encourage you to do that before you buy into any asset and coin. Right, fair enough. It's definitely relatively lagging behind. Makes perfect sense. Thanks, 𝗬𝗍𝗿. Kevin, absolute pleasure, man. Right, what else, legends? I have unfortunately run out of time. I know I haven't been able to get to all of the altcoin requests, but tomorrow is another day, right? I have shared all the great opportunities for coins that still need to pop. And I can tell you guys now, the mods here, Crypto Big Brains, Mr. No Financial Advice, Murray Heller, the legends inside the pro community, we all know it. In a couple of weeks, maybe a month from now, there's going to be nothing left. Okay, they are all going to be looking like this, like ADA at minimum. There's going to be nothing left because when there's full bull cycle, dominance starts to drop, Bitcoin goes sideways even, and you start seeing these guard candles to the upside for all the coins that are still potentially inside of this zone, there's going to be nothing left. So for those of you watching the live stream over here, you are potentially still early. Not potentially, you are still early, because once all the coins have done this and people then ask me, can I buy? Which ones can I buy? Okay, it's going to be from a technical analyst perspective. Myself and Andy are going to struggle to give you guys entries. Once something has done this, what do I tell you? Yes, buy, and then it dumps, and then the community thinks we are frauds? No. Like, I cannot tell someone to take on so much risk knowing that there are coins still inside the zone, because it's not going to be here forever, right? So seize the moment with good risk management. Of course, no financial advice, but it looks like things are boiling up and it's ready to rock and roll. It's just a matter of time. We are still in a bull market. Let's take advantage of the bull market, because we are definitely going into a bear market at some stage again, right? And then all retail is going to be gone. Maybe people didn't take profits. Okay. This time I'm going to be smart. I'm going to take profits, right? Anyways, legends, I can just talk on forever and forever. Thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you all have a fantastic evening. Smash up the like on your way out, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Just for now.